Here are a few things I noticed. I noticed that books are brought to children by boats in parts of Indonesia, and that in other parts of Indonesia, books are brought to children by bicycle. Did you notice the same thing? Here's something that I wondered. I wonder, can adults borrow books too? But then I remembered right here in the text, it says children and their parents can borrow books from the bicycle library and exchange them the next time the library visits. So I know that adults or parents can borrow books too. Did you wonder that? Let's take a look at one more section and remember to listen closely for details as I'm reading so that you can share one thing you notice and one thing you wonder with your learning partner based on what you heard. Are you ready? Let's get back into the text.
Hi friends, Mrs. Taima here. I am back to read you some more from our book called My Librarian is a Camel. We are going to read about Kenya now. Kenya is a country on the continent of Africa. Can you say Kenya? Good job. All right, let's find out about librarians in Kenya. The roads to Bula Iftin, 200 miles northeast of Nairobi, are impassable because of the desert sand, even for cars with four-wheel drive. But young people who live in nomadic villages in the area are hungry for books. So librarians use the most economical, remember there's that word, economical again, means of transportation, camels. Library camels are on the road 5 days a week. They can carry heavy loads and need little water in the heat of the desert. One camel may carry as many as 500 books weighing about 400 pounds. A driver and a librarian divide the books into two boxes. They saddle them on the camel's back, which is covered with a grass mat for protection. A second camel carries a tent that serves as the library roof. Change position here. The students of Bula Iftin eagerly await the arrival of the camels. When the librarian caravan finally reaches the village, the children watch as the librarian pitches the tent and displays the books on wooden shelves. The librarian places the grass mats on the ground in the shade of an acacia tree, making a place where the children can sit. The students can treasure their new books for 2 weeks. When the library camels return, the children can trade their books for new ones. Pretty cool, huh? They travel their books on camels. Awesome. All right, again, I want you to share one thing that you noticed and one thing that you wondered from our section of reading that we just did about Kenya. I want you to think about that. I want you to share it with your learning partner at your home.
Here are two things that I noticed. In Kenya, the books are delivered on camels' backs, and the librarian pitches a tent. Did you notice that too? But then here's what I wondered. Do the books hurt the camels' backs? But then I remember reading in the text, it says they saddle them on the camels' backs, which is covered with a grass mat for protection. So that tells me that the camels' backs are protected from all of the books. Did you have a wondering that was similar to mine? I wish I could hear what yours was. We have talked about two places in this text. And in the previous text we read, we talked about another place. Look at the image on the screen. You will see 7 continents of the world. There are many countries that make up the continents, and we have not read about all of the countries or the continents yet, and may not have an opportunity to do so. But let's look at the continents that have countries that we have read about. In this text, we just read about Indonesia, which is in the continent of Asia. And then we read about the country of Kenya, which is in the continent of Africa. In the previous text that we've read, Waiting for the Biblioburro, we read about Colombia, which is in South America. And in Tomas and the Library Lady, we read about Texas and Iowa, which are in the United States, and that is in the continent of North America. So as you can see, we're really starting to build our knowledge to understand how books can change lives around the world. Great work today, first graders, making observations about what you notice and wonder in sections of the book, My Librarian is a Camel. In our next lesson, we will continue with this text. Until then, be kind and do something great because you are capable of greatness.